what you need. Thanks for the money, sucker.
Introducing the new project from the Rockstar internship program. The Simpsons 2003 video game masquerading as the GTA Trilogy Remastered. I mean, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Cash Grab Cyberpunk 2077 edition. Now, I don't know why it has definitive in the title. I mean, what does it define? Is it the bankrupt state of Rockstar's artistic integrity? I mean, it's definitively rubbish from where I'm standing, but then again, I do not have high expectations from a company that recycles the same game for 8 years. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want more gaming-centric content. Now imagine calling it the definitive edition when the game doesn't even have all the content that the original had. And yes, I am hung up on the word definitive because it's a bold-faced bullshit fucking lie. Because nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Just Control C, Control V, and boom, $60. Now, while Rockstar might have unironically created the scariest game ever, the CEO of Rockstar, he's on his yacht, he's on his boat, just like a real-life GTA character. He's sitting back with a drink in one hand and he's saying, "Whatever, you nerds. We heard that you're tired of us remastering GTA 5. Well, that's too bad because here's 3 more remastered games that look like Minecraft with shaders." Just to make my point even further about Rockstar's greed, the CEO of Take-Two said a couple of years back that they wouldn't remake any of the old GTAs unless they added a lot of new stuff to the game. Well, that turned out to be a load of bollocks because many of the radio songs were removed and they didn't add anything to replace them. Let me make this perfectly clear. Take-Two and Rockstar are literally sitting on billions of dollars and they can't fork over some cash to have all of the same songs back. I mean, if you can't do something right, don't do it at all. And I know that phrase hasn't been uttered in a single video game company boardroom ever, but Rockstar's conscience is as dead as the city they make games in, because there's a lot of glitches and optimization issues, folks. There is no reason why these games have beefier specs than GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. How is that even possible? How is the system requirements for the PC version much higher than the Red Dead Redemption 2 system requirements? Can someone tell me why in the comments? Now, let's actually get to the biggest problem with these games, because I know some Rockstar, Ballsack Gargler and Taint Tickler will say, the whole point of these remasters were to keep the feel and the look of the old games and remaster them into a more modern and graphical look. Shut the fuck up. You have no idea what you're talking about, you naive ditz baboon. The point of these remasters, I hate to be the one to tell you, you dickhead, are to make as much money as possible while putting the least amount of effort. That is why they removed the originals from the digital store, so now the only way to get the games is to buy this overpriced trash. And Rockstar knows that the public will gobble this up like it's the second coming of Jesus Christ. If that isn't clear enough evidence of how lazy this trilogy is, here are some of the things I encountered for my first hour. Yes, my first hour of playing. NPCs would get stuck on each other, jumping again and again in place. Those very same NPCs would start running and walking into each other and then walking directly into a wall, refusing to change directions whatsoever. That's just awesome, isn't it? And if that wasn't distracting enough, dead bodies would randomly get stuck to each other and start floating in midair. Imagine walking down the street and suddenly items and NPCs suddenly spawning and disappearing in front of you. Some fucking moron at Rockstar in charge of quality control looks at that and says, yeah, that looks great, let's go with that. And I'm not even close to being done. The game runs at 60 frames indoors, but struggles to maintain 30 outdoors, and if it's raining, forget about it. You might as well play something else. And then you have textures and shadows glitching out, randomly flickering as you walk around and or turn the camera. Just another cut corner that breaks the immersion. version. At the bare minimum, Rockstar, how about having the right menu music for GTA 3 and Vice City? GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition is the worst one out of the lot. It's like they brought it back just to kill it again. And what I find absolutely pathetic is that most people are dismissively saying, just trust Rockstar, they will fix it in the patch, as if we should just accept half-finished, janky disasters on release. No! See, gamers love when this happens. They love being taken advantage of. And it's clearly evidenced by how everyone still buys this dumpster juice. Rockstar and Take-Two can do no wrong in 99% of people's perspectives. And you know what? Keep giving them your money because they deserve it way more than you do. At the end of the day, Rockstar should be held to the same standard they set themselves when they used to care about quality. Honestly, knowing how the gaming industry is today, this is exactly what was going to happen. It was going to be hastily finished, cut content, and a plug for whatever the company feels is their real moneymaker. The fact that Rockstar, who are notorious for their ruthless attention to detail, allowed such a mediocre upgrade out the door is a really telling sign. You would think that Rockstar, who would be proud of their own games and history, that they would outsource these remakes to people who are genuinely passionate about the games. I mean, hell, give it to the fans even. They do a way better job at optimizing your own games than you do. Remember when Rockstar ruthlessly took down mods that vastly improved the graphics of the original games and excellently reworked the controls and driving physics? They DMCA struck every last one of them so they could sell you a half-assed paint job that doesn't do nearly as good of a job as the mods did. You have to be an absolute sucker to buy this trilogy for $60. But back to Rockstar, they are staying true to their name. They are a Rockstar, living purely on their greatest hits compilation alone, and they are in serious need of rehab. Almost ironically, really, it reminds me of the immortal words by South Park's Cartman. When you pre-order a game, you're just committing to paying for something that some arsehole in California haven't even finished working on yet. However, I do think there are some good remakes and remasters. It's interesting how Mafia Definitive Edition, a remake of a game from 2002, managed to look 100 times better than this pathetic excuse of a cash grab. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, I could go on for another 20 minutes, but we're gonna stop it right here. Mannix out!